how to set up Selenium, because some websites require JavaScript interaction. Note that in the book, the body of knowledge, you can also use Splash. So in the Scrapey videos, Splash is used as an alternative to Selenium. So there is a pick of choice there for development teams. Although maybe it's not needed for Funda. Depending on what you say and what you agree with Frederick, of course, if you want to go scrape a different website like for example, Facebook or Instagram, I guess on Instagram you will need Selenium. So that's why you learn Selenium, of course. And for the auto scout, we found out last week that you also need Selenium because it requires JavaScript interaction. So then we've seen yesterday some information on Selenium. So this is the web page that we took a look at. We also found out that we can download the Chrome driver there for the bot control browser. Now, and the aim was to crawl to the next page. That was not completely working yet because we expected that JavaScript interaction was required. So, but now we have set it up. And then after the lesson yesterday, I was a little bit preparing a little bit the software as the code. It looks a little bit. So I have added some selectors basically. So I added so these are the selectors that we developed yesterday in the lecture. Yeah, so it's important to focus, for example, on this the second one. As you can see, it's a more easy variant of the first one. But the first one, it was not working, so therefore we simplified and make next page simplified. As you can see in the XPath, this part has been just removed. Yeah, so basically what the XPath selector does, it selects an anchor HTML element with text in it that contains go to next page. So if we now go to the web page to check how the data looks like. We can go, so this is the web page, I believe, and then at the bottom there is all these elements. So we can do an inspect, of course. You already know that probably. But what is important to see here is that the text actually that is visible on the web page, it is the text next with capital N, right? So this is the text that will be visible on the web page. So therefore, after the lesson, I changed this next page simplified to next page simplified 2. So that you can see the text is not go to next page, but the text is actually next. Yeah, so yeah, I was just testing different. So we started already testing different selectors yesterday because it was not working. So then it's good to have different selectors. So I also copied in a CSS selector from the web page. That can be done by hovering on the bloody thing and then with the right mouse button copy selector, then you get the CSS selector. You can also do copy XPath, then you get the XPath variant. So these are the ones that are plugged in here at line 76, 77. So you can basically try multiple selectors. What is important in line 75 is then that, of course, in the XPath, we are interested in the href attribute. So in XPath terms, you define that as I first want to anchor the HTML element and then slash in Dutch apenstaart. In English, it's this key. What was the term in English? So the ape tail. I'm not sure that's an English term. No, apenstaart in Dutch, but ape tail, maybe monkey tail in English. Maybe they call it something else. Yeah, so and then you're interested in the href elements, because if you look at the code, then you see that the attribute that you want is href. There is the thing that you want. Yeah, the URL that you want. So if we save this file, and then I can upload it to GitHub, of course, so that you can get it from there. So then I will, so I made some small changes. GitHub is spotting the changes, so this is handy. I'm still working in the right repo and in the right branch. So now I can say after lecture, added some selectors after yesterday's lecture. So all the messages that you type in here, they will be later visible in GitHub. And then you do push. So now you can also access it from the repo if you want to see the code. The pull request, maybe we have some, time to request to practice that later on, or maybe you can practice in your team. I'm not sure how it's going. So now you have the code as well, of course. So if you now try to run the code again, yesterday I was also running it from Scrapy shell, as you can see, and I was getting the right result. So because yesterday I found out that these guys, they changed the website quite a lot. So if I now do with the right page button, I do view page search, then it shows you the HTML in here. And if you then do save as, and then you have different options. You want it as HTML only. So saved not second time, but this is maybe already maybe this is the fourth time or so. I'm not sure. So if we then open it up, if it has been saved in the on disk, so it's now a local file. If we open that one, it will open it up in Chrome again. So looking a little bit different because it's now a local file. Then if you go to the bottom, then we see that now there's no JavaScript interaction needed anymore for this web page, right? Because now the next is included. It is, and last week it wasn't. Do you remember? So so if you now run, so if you now run Scrapy, therefore you can run Scrapy shell and do the fetch. on the web page that we're interested in. Yeah, so normally you can check if it's working like this, and then yeah, now you can actually just plug in the selector, what I already did yesterday. As you can see, I can just it's a little bit unpleasant to copy in the shell, of course, but let's see if it works. Yes. Yeah, and now I'm getting the result back. So note that that the website has changed in comparison with last week. Yeah. So, but the good news is the XPath selector is now working, because we're getting the anchor, just looking for an anchor with that has text next, and then just getting the href element in it. And of course, if you are looking for an href element, it's not needed to map to text, because you just want the href element. So for many other variables, if you're interested in text, then you will map it to text. Okay, so yeah, for those that don't believe me, so if we go to the folder, so this is the web page that we saved on December 1, locally stored web page. So if you open that one with Chrome, yeah, the car is, then there was a Seat Leon, as you can see. So the car will be different, I guess, of course. And then now it's a Renault Clio, but the Seat Leon. And if you go to the bottom, then you see that last week there were no buttons available. So that's why we started the JavaScript interaction and the Selenium template. Right, so but these guys, Auto Scout 24, they every time they change the website, so I think they already changed like 2 times the website. So yeah, and it's possible, of course. So it's a living organism, web pages. It's dynamic. So of course, companies and web servers can change their code whenever they want. Yeah, so good news is hallelujah that it is working. So we can also now run from not from shell, but from just from Scrapey, of course. I made waiting times a little bit smaller. Now note here that you get this pop-up of cookies. Nevertheless, in this case, it's not interfering. It's not interfering with the scraping. Sometimes when you get this pop-up of cookies, you first have to click it away, otherwise you will not get any data. But for AutoScout, this is not the case. So for AutoScout, it will get the data anyway. If you look at the log, I do not have any errors, but I have some garbage here. So I have to change the code a little bit. Probably that's being caused by these selectors that I do not need. So if I now just use the remaining one that is working. Do Control S and then scrape again. So the Chrome is now being used automatically, but the web server thinks that we are a human being. The cookies are there, but they're not interfering. Now, and as you can see now in the output, you get next page, simplified tool. That's the result that you want actually, because that allows you to scrape to the next web